Welcome to the Question Chronicles, episode 4 or something, where we ask questions, give each other confident answers, and come back next week after doing some research off camera to see if we were right.
I think what Will meant to say was episode 2, because episodes 1 and 3 are lost to the ether. But whether it's your most recent hyperfixation or you just want someone else to look it up for you, we are here to help, hopefully.
That's right, we're only going to be recording and posting even-number videos from here on out. Just wanted everyone to know that, get ahead of it before someone asks where episode 5 is. It's not going to be coming out. It'll be streamed, but not uploaded.
Yeah. Man, I really hope the VOD works because I forgot to hit start recording until now.
We'll just have to we'll have to vamp a new beginning and just stitch it in.
We'll have to overdub the intro. Alrighty. Weird question for you. Do you think that... So, I think it's pretty safe to say that Japan used to be the tech capital of the world. They had all of the cutting-edge technology about robotics, all of the cutting-edge technology about cars. And now do you think with the Burge, that's not a good word, with the birth of AI, almost all AI companies are America-based companies, like United States-based companies. Do you think that the United States is becoming the new tech capital of the world?
I think there's a path for it for sure, but I think with the spot that AI is at now, I wouldn't really put it kind of past, as far as like a title goes, I wouldn't really elevate it above Japan yet. I don't think AI is as integrated as it could be soon to a lot of facets of like daily life.
Fair enough. I guess I didn't really think about that. I think more so I'm thinking like Japan will definitely keep the robotics title because they're definitely the robotics capital of the world. But I think from like a software standpoint, the United States might be beating them out.
That could be. I don't stay too up to date on too much anymore.
Old.
But yeah. The N64 came out like 4 years ago. I don't know what the next Switch 2.
Is that a thing?
Supposedly 2025.
Oh. I wish that... I don't know, man. As long as it has backwards compatibility. Okay.
I've heard one rumor about the Switch 2, and that it has backwards compatibility.
Okay. I hope it does. I don't know, man. I know consoles need to get updated. Like, a lot of people are like, why can't we just play the new games on the old console? But, like, different hardware comes out that is better, and the company wants to upgrade. Now, the problem recently is that those upgrades cost a lot of money. Yeah. And so, like, the PlayStation 5 or whatever, wasn't it like $600 coming out?
Yeah, the PS5 and Xbox, whatever that one was.
Yeah, that's a ridiculous amount of money. You might as well just build a PC at that point.
Yeah.
That's not entirely true. PCs might have been like $600 when I was in high school.
You can probably get like a pre-built that will function the same for like $600 to $800, but it's going to go obsolete really fast.
Yeah.
And you'd probably need to upgrade storage or some other random thing on it.
Yeah. Probably the best way would be to, buy a pre-built and then put a hard drive in it that's like 3 or 4 terabytes for 50 or $60. Like, storage is insanely... SSD. Storage is insanely cheap nowadays.
Yeah. It's crazy to think about, like, when I bought my first computer 30 years ago, 40 years ago or something like that, and
500 years ago, Will got the first color TV.
Saving up my allowance for a CRT monitor. But it's like, it was like 256 gigabytes was like the hard drive I got.
Wow. And now that's like the hard drive. Like, I can get an SD card that is that for my phone.
Yeah. That is like barely over the size of Baldur's Gate 3.
You think? Is that game 200 gigabytes?
It is, I had Steam open last night. It was like 149.
What? I have that game installed. So that's just soaking up the memory.
Yeah. World of Warcraft's at like 114 to 200 or something like that.
This is weird. And for the most part, games are not big because of the actual code. Games are massive because of the assets.
Yeah.
Like there is an asset pack for Monster Hunter World that is just like The base game I think is like 50 or 60 gigs, and then that high res texture pack is like another 30 gigs. And it's only
Okay.
just like higher definition monsters.
Yeah, I know Baldur's Gate 3 had an option to like not download
Some of the
high-res
higher,
models or something like that.
yeah, it's crazy. The polygons are expensive.
Yeah, and no, that's where the new Monster Hunter game's apparently taking it off. I don't know if you saw those videos. I think we talked about them.
Dude, I played the demo
episode
and it
1 or
ran
2.
like garbage.
Did you get like the 3 polygon monsters?
No, I think this might be my fault that it ran like garbage because I played it at the highest settings.
Okay. There was a few like YouTube shorts I saw where it was looking like the monsters and player character were straight out of an N64 game, but the environment around was like pretty high resolution.
Mm-hmm.
It was good.
Yeah. I forget who went last time in terms of questions and answers.
And there's no way to know.
Fair enough. I'll answer, and then you can ask me a question first.
Okay.
So, your answer, or your question last week was, what is the primary conflict of Metaphor Refantazio? Refantazio?
Dealer's choice.
Okay,
I don't know.
I'll say Tazio. Primary conflict of Metaphor Refantazio, and what was each side fighting for? So, I think what I said 2 weeks ago was humans, and they're fighting for against some kind of magical being. And they're trying to, like, save the world. Kind of like a Link versus Ganon type deal. Link is a human. Ganondorf is a magical pig monster. Sometimes, question mark. And I was correct. It's technically. There are things in Metaphor Refantasio called humans. However, they are, like, human-monster hybrids that are tough. There are a lot of groups, and I think there are 8 tribes, right?
I think so.
Okay, I know you said what was each side fighting for. I'm not gonna talk about the 8 tribes because there's 2 main, like, opposing forces.
Yeah, and we'll hit the spoiler tag right here. Before
Not yet.
anything gets too no.
I'll let you know.
Okay. Just make sure to hit a spoiler tag because this game's relatively new, so don't want to.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say anything about the ending or
Perfect.
endings. Spoiler. So, I'm just gonna quote Wikipedia here, and then I can talk about them. So, there are 3 kind of notable groups, but 2 of them are lumped in together. So, notable groups include, and this is quote Wikipedia. Notable groups include the Sanctus Church, a state religion led by Sanctifus Forden, that is rivaled by General Louis Guiburn. Guiburn? How do you say that last name?
Louis Guiburn?
Guiburn, gotcha. Louis Guiburn. Louis, so it's French.
Yeah.
Louis Guiburn, who follows an idea of social Darwinism, atheism, and meritocracy.
Yeah.
And the Resistance, who has been guarding the prince since he was cursed following the death of the king, Hythlodius V, who possessed exclusive access to royal magic without an apparent heir. The country is plunged into chaos amid political tensions. The country is also terrorized by a mysterious monster called humans. So, basically we have a state religion led by Sanctifex Forden, and the state religion is part of the government, and the government is labeled the Resistance. Because the king was murdered, and then the prince was guarded by the Resistance. So the Resistance basically became not like the actual government, like they're not ruling anything, the state religion is what's ruling things. But once the prince comes to power, the Resistance will basically be the governing body.
Kind of, yeah.
Okay.
The Resistance exists before the king dies.
Yes, true.
Yeah.
They're kind of like the Dai Li from Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Okay.
It's kind of like a shadow government that actually handles everything.
Yeah.
And the state religion is the figurehead, but like they also do things. And then Louis Guillaburn is basically a terrorist. Like, in actual definition, he does things against the government for the demise of the government. And yeah, tough times. Spoiler tag now. If you have not played Metaphor Refantazio and you do not want anything spoiled, stop here. Come back in maybe 15 minutes. So, Louis Guillaburn is the one who assassinates the king. And then the Resistance sends a character named Will and Gallica to find some mercenaries from the other tribes. And so the first thing that happens is Louis Guillaburn, the terrorist, kills the king, and then the Resistance goes into guarding the prince, and they send the main character, Will, and Gallica to find a bunch of people from a bunch of different tribes to help overthrow Louis Guillaburn to restore the right of the government, or whatever you want to say. Now, Louis Guillaburn isn't actually he doesn't have bad ideas.
I think
the way that he goes
times playing through it there where I was like, maybe Luis is kind of right. But as you get closer to the end, he becomes a lot more open about the fact that, like, I don't actually care about anyone else.
Oh. Yeah. So, the shroud that he is operating in, though, he's trying to use this dark magic, which is called Magla, to transform everyone into humans. And so there are many different races of beings. One of them is Elda, but that's not important right now. He's trying to change all of these races into humans using Magla, because after he kills the king, there's a massive power vacuum, and war breaks out. And he's like, everyone wouldn't fight if everyone was the same thing. So he's trying to use the Magla to make everyone a human so that they stop fighting. Like, honestly, good premise. We want to stop war. The way to go through it isn't by turning people into mutants, but noble cause.
Yeah, when it starts, I was very much like, oh, Luis is kind of right. Like, down with the caste system and different tribes being, like, looked down on simply for being that tribe. Hell yeah.
Yeah, he's basically trying to end racism.
Yeah, and that's good. We like that. That's a good thing. But as you get through later, he's like, yeah, I just kind of, if you're weak, die.
Yeah, I kind of like power, actually.
Yeah.
And I'm going to explain a little bit about Naruto, because Will said that he didn't know about this. So the main plot of Naruto centers around a group called the Akatsuki. And I don't think a lot of the Akatsuki members know this, but what they're actually fighting for is basically a perfect afterlife. So there's one guy, his name is Madara, and he is like, there is so much suffering in the world. What if instead of all of that suffering, people just had perfect, like, basically ideal scenarios always? And so what he does is he tries to get the divine tree, I think, to sprout, and he puts people in what's called an infinite Tsukuyomi. So basically, in a small exchange for the donation of all of their power to the divine tree, they are basically transported into this delusional external realm in their minds where they live out their best days, and it's basically heaven.
Like the Matrix, but instead of, like, being transported to a world where bad things can still happen, it's all good.
No, it's more like it's in their minds. Like, they're not actually transported into anywhere. It's all happening in their minds. I also haven't seen
that's what happens in the Matrix.
I have not seen the Matrix. Yeah.
People are being used as batteries, and they're experiencing real life through a hallucination. And then when you wake up, you, like, unplug yourself, and then you're in, like, a big battery thing.
Yes, except you will never unplug yourself if you...
Yeah.
So, noble goal of trying to give everyone the life that they want. Bad way to get there of making them sacrifice all of their power to make this divine tree sprout.
Yeah, I think the big and back to spoilers, if just to make sure if those who skipped ahead and were hearing Naruto, it's not over yet. As you get later, you realize the goal's not noble, and it is still like super selfish.
That is correct, because the next section that I have highlighted is at Grand Trad, the party confronts Luis to learn that he is an Elda who was traumatized after Forden attempted to kill the prince by burning the Elda Sanctum down, and that royal magic originates from the royal scepter. Luis plans to use Magla to transform everyone into humans and eliminate prejudice, and here's the magical statement that's rough. Believing that the strong will survive and return to their original forms. He attempts to transform the protagonist Will into a human again, but Will rips his heart out to stop the process and seemingly dies. And so, I know you said this earlier, but reiterating that his goal is to eliminate prejudice. However, there's a deeper meaning behind it where he wants everyone who is not strong to die.
Yeah.
Which is a little tough. And then,
you got the classic trope of like, is it really the strong's job just to be strong and live, or is it the strong's job to protect the weak?
Yeah. Do you want me to talk about the Mobius strip, if you will, the ever looping road? Does that make any sense?
No, you don't have to.
Okay, I don't think it's relevant, and that is like the end of the game, so I don't really want to talk about it.
Yeah, there's a lot of like intricacies with this plot line and a lot of stuff that goes into it that are really interesting and neat to see and fun to experience. So we can leave it at that and hit the end spoiler tag if, if you want.
So yeah,
unless you're going to keep going.
No, basically, there are two sides. One is a state government who wants peace to be maintained, but kind of in a Hunger Games way where everyone stays separated.
Yeah.
And then they are the ultimate power. And then there's another person named Luis who wants everyone to be equal, but at the cost of killing everyone who's weak.
And don't forget the protagonist who wants
nothing?
Not everyone to die, but also for there not to be a caste system.
Yeah. Yeah. Those are things that he says. And then no, I'm not gonna do it. The last paragraph of the summary is rough, man. Like, there's got to be at least like 5 or 6 hours of gameplay in the last 3 sentences because it's all about the Mobius strip thing.
Oh.
And if you don't understand what I mean by that, go play the game and you'll understand.
Yeah, the plot thickens very fast towards the end of the game.
Yeah. Kind of in like have you ever seen the movie Looper?
Oh, I wish I hadn't.
What do you mean? Oh my god, maybe I just have bad taste.
I think so. Go on.
It's kind of like the Mobius strip thing I'm talking about is kind of the same plot line as Looper.
Okay. I can see it.
Okay. I'm trying to do like the Penn and Teller thing. Have you ever seen Penn and Teller's Fool Us?
No.
Great show. So, Penn and
Teller...
Teller...
wait, is that the one where they have people do magic?
Yes, and then they have to try to guess what they did?
Yeah.
That's exactly that show. And you know how they talk in code at the end and they try to keep it as vague as possible?
Yeah.
That's kind of what I'm doing here. Trying to keep it as vague as possible. I think you're smelling what I'm stepping in, though.
I'm picking up what you're putting down.
Gotcha. Okay, we can end the metaphor thing there if you are satisfied with what I have brought to the table.
Unspoiler tag. If you're still covering yours and going la 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 la, you can stop that now.
I guess so.
All right, you want your question for next time?
I would love my question for next time.
All right. In Quest 64,
True.
one of the first RPG games brought to the N64, what caused the Day of Grief, and what happened because of it?
Can I ask a country of origin of Quest 64?
Japan.
Damn, I was gonna say something about Mexico's Day of the Dead. You know what? I'm gonna let it rip. And can you re-ask the question again so I can answer it with the same words that you used?
Yeah, I gotta pull it back up so I can read the same words that I used. In Quest 64, what caused the Day of Grief, and what happened because of it?
Okay. I'm gonna say what caused the Day of Grief is someone very important dying. But what happened afterwards is on the Day of the Dead, which is November 1st, his spirit came back because someone put a photo of him on the ofrenda, and he gives the character a quest to go on in honor of him, and then that is the inciting incident of the game. The character does the quest, comes back, and then I'm going to throw some sauce in here. At some point during the quest, the old man who is dead reincarnates into some kind of dog or cat or bird or something, and becomes basically Navi from Ocarina of Time, accompanying the player and helping them out throughout their quest. And when you finally finish the quest and bring the fetched item back, the dog and cats or birds or whatever identity is revealed, and step 4 profit.
Okay. It's really funny, some of the things that are like, I guess technically, yeah, that you just said. And this will be it should be a pretty easy one. You can find the answer to this pretty quickly through Google. But the Quest 64, a game that I had little experience with the plot of, because when I played it back as a kid,
You were an
I
idiot.
could never figure it out. Way too hard.
True.
In 1940, when the N64 was out.
There's so many games that I go back to as an adult, and I'm like, what was I doing as a kid?
Yeah, I just could not figure out this game. It was really hard. I could get to certain points, and then I would just never be able to get past it. Also, we would be like renting it from Mr. Movies, our local Blockbuster chain, and then I would have to like take it back and never like be able to play it for very long.
I think you just reminded me of like GameFly. You would like, it was basically Netflix but for video games. Oh wait, I guess Netflix isn't even like that anymore.
Not anymore.
Because Netflix, you used to have to like get CDs in the mail.
Yep.
And now here we are on Christmas
no
Day.
late fees.
Yo, late fees, tough. Most of the time, my mom would go. There was like a Redbox, like vending machine by our house, and she would go there to get movies.
Yeah. Some of those things were crazy revolutionary. Just the idea that like, yeah, I'd like to 99 cents and I'll order this game and return it whenever I want.
I don't know if it was a return it whenever I want.
Netflix was.
Netflix definitely was for
didn't do
movies.
like late fees, but it was, yeah. I never had GameFly, so
Neither did I.
Okay. Probably for the best.
I lived my life off of the GameStop used bin.
Nice. I don't even know what era GameFly was, but it would probably be like, would have been like PS2, Xbox 360 before that.
Definitely Xbox 360, because the only game that I ever no, that was a Redbox game. I'm not sure. It was when I still had cable TV, so I had to have been early double-digit ages or single-digit ages, like 8 to 12. Okay. So probably
so like 2016.
No, like 2008, brother. I think 2008 to 10 probably was GameFly era.
Okay.
Alrighty. I think we're good to move on onto the question that I asked you. So tell me about some similarities between game and movie.
Last week you asked me about I forget the exact wording, but you were asking about Pirates of the Caribbean: Legend of the Black Buccaneer, and
Yes.
which Disney movie it is like had a close semblance with.
Yeah. Just so we don't get copyright claimed, it is not Pirates of the Caribbean. It's just Pirates:
Right, right.
Legend.
It is it is legally distinct,
Yeah,
not
legally.
Pirates of the Caribbean. So some of the things I came up with, I did say it was Princess and the Frog. You seconded that
That is
on
correct.
the episode. So I
Yeah.
was looking. I still haven't seen Princess and the Frog, but I did do some plot synopsis reading, some summary stuff like that. And looked into Legend of the Black Buccaneer. So one of the first things I noticed, main character is not the most important person in both of these. Francis Blade is legally distinct and legally not Jack Sparrow
True.
in Legend of the Black Buccaneer, and Tiana is like not the princess, and she's the poorer girl that's hired by her best friend.
Yes.
Second thing, main character going on an adventure in unfamiliar territory, a classic.
True.
Francis Blade marooned on an island.
Maroon. I love that word.
Yeah. Tiana turned into a frog and sent to the bayou. Both of these games have a heavy theme of voodoo folklore,
Yes, they do.
and there's an amulet in Legend of the Black Buccaneer that lets you kind of contract with the Black Buccaneer and become more powerful.
Yep.
And there's the talisman in Princess and the Frog.
Yeah. There is one thing. So with the amulet from Pirates Legend of the Black Buccaneer, your player character switches from Francis Blade to Legend of the Black Buccaneer. It's not just a buff for Francis, you actually change characters.
Okay. I'm curious if you had any other thoughts on these similarities, or if these are kind of like the big ones that you had in mind.
Those were the big ones. I kind of wanted you to say that the good guys in Pirates of the Legend of the Black Buccaneer mirrored the bad guys from Princess and the Frog. It was kind of like a story told from the other side.
Oh, okay.
Because Dr. Facilier gets the talisman and contracts with whatever dark forces there are. It's been a while since I've seen Princess and the Frog. But he is out to try to steal the Prince Frog guy's fortune, right?
Yeah.
And
well, he wants to rule New Orleans, so he wants the Tiana's friend's father's fortune.
Yeah. Either way, it's like a greed-based motivator. And Francis Blade and the Black Buccaneer, well, less so the Black Buccaneer. He just wants to see the Leborn dead. But Leborn has amassed this really huge fortune from her pirating and being like the son of a Spanish ruler or something. And Francis wants all of that gold. That is why he was on a boat going to the island. And he contracts with the voodoo legend, the Black Buccaneer, and then they take Leborn's fortune. That's the end goal there.
Okay. I did find it really interesting. We talked about this a little bit beforehand. How fondly you looked on at this game, and everything I read about it being bad.
Nah.
And I do think to hopefully give you a little bit of hope in this tunnel, it sounded a lot like it's bad because of when it came out, having a lot of similar playstyle elements to like Prince of Persia, and I cannot remember the other game that it was compared to. But Prince of Persia doing it better.
I would say it's like if you combine Prince of Persia with Metroid. Because it is definitely like kind of a Metroidvania style game. You go around collecting abilities, and then those abilities unlock new areas, etc., etc.
Every every review of both the plot and the gameplay that I went through, not very good.
That's sad. I think it's a great game. I think they're wrong. You know what?
I'm sure I would have loved playing it when it came out.
whenever I stream on Twitch a good bit. I try to only play like one big adventure game at a time, and right now I'm playing Okami. Great game, if you haven't played it. And maybe after this one, I'll do a quick swipe of Pirates: Legend of the Black Buccaneer. It's only like a 20-hour game.
5 hours. Oh,
5?
So I got bad news. It was listed as 7 hours if you do all side quests.
There's no way that that's true.
Sounds like you might have just been really bad at the game.
I mean, I definitely wasn't playing optimally, but 7 hours.
It could also be. I mean, I'd love to see. I'll watch your stream of it. Don't worry, I got you. I'll be right there with you.
Sounds good. 7 hours is bold. There's no way.
We have to find the 100% speedrun of the game and see if it's like 15 minutes.
Okay, well, you know what? I'm looking it up right now.
Okay.
I'm not letting this go for a week. Hold on. Stand by.
Try to see if you can find like a glitchless. Because that'll be a better idea of how long the game might actually be.
Well, I got Pirate 101 is on speedrun.com.
If the game hasn't even been speedrun, I think that's worse news.
I'm about to be the 101.
Number 1 in the world. 12-hour speedrun of Legend of the Black Buccaneer.
I think I might have just found out that Pirates: Legend of the Black Buccaneer is a sequel.
a surprise find right there. A lot of the reviews and stuff I was reading about it did also say it was hindered by the absolute surge of pirate games coming out at the time.
Definitely possible. Hold on, I'm almost done. The game has definitely not been speedrun.
Wow, you could be the first. But I do think that's a worse sign for how well the game was received if no one's gone back to be that first person.
Yeah, definitely not good. I also can't find the game on Wikipedia. Man, this is thrilling content right now.
I think it's definitely on Wikipedia because I almost certainly read about it there.
Pirates: Legend of the... Did I spell Buccaneer wrong? Oh, I spelled Buccaneer wrong.
Okay.
Definitely not... Oh, wait. Hold on. Okay, well, I found it on some kind of wiki. Definitely not a sequel to Pirates: Legend of the Black Cat. Or Legend of Black Cat?
Okay.
Okay. There's enough of that.
I'll tune into your stream for your world first speed run of Legend of the Black Buccaneer.
Yeah, stand by. You just wait for that one. It's gonna be good. Okay.
What do you got for me?
I do have something for you, and it is... So, there's a game by Unknown Worlds called Subnautica.
Okay.
As I'm sure you are aware of it.
I have heard of.
I'll lay out a little bit of the premise for you. The premise of Subnautica is you are marooned, like that word, on an unknown world that is an ocean world. It kind of looks like Earth, but if Earth was only ocean. And being oceans are scary. There are big things in the ocean.
Yeah.
So, partway through Subnautica, you get the blueprints for your escape rocket.
Okay.
However, you cannot leave right away. Sorry. I wasn't sure if I was going to say can't or cannot, and then life got hard. So you can't leave right away once you get the escape rocket. why are you not allowed to leave right away? Or why can't you? Why is that? No one's
You
really
got water in the
allowing
escape
you.
rocket.
What?
You got water in the escape rocket.
No, it's blueprints for it. You build it yourself.
Oh, you probably just can't access the material by the time you get the blueprints, is my best guess. There's going to be some area you have to go to further away or deeper in the ocean that is just going to have what you need to build the escape rocket.
Technically correct, but I think there's a better in-game reason.
Okay. Yeah, I've never played. I've barely seen gameplay of it, so.
All right, I will let you cook though.
Yeah, that's the whole cook.
Yeah, no, I mean I'll let you read about it this week. I'm excited. The plot isn't long. This should be an easy look up as well. But I'm excited for you to just read me the whole plot of Subnautica.
I'm going to get you with like 2 bullet points, and that's going to be my plot synopsis.
There's like 3 bullet points in the plot, so...
Oh, perfect. So I won't even be trimming it down.
Yeah. Alrighty. I'm good with that being the question segment. You said there was a surprise.
Right. I have a little surprise for you, as we've already talked about.
Will would not tell me what this surprise was, for the record.
So I've been I get recommended a subreddit, and these are all ripped straight from there just for now, put the feet in the water.
So it is Reddit, Am I the Butthole?
No, it's not that one.
Okay.
There is a subreddit called Saved You a Click.
Oh no.
And so I'm going to read you headlines from real articles. And I want you to give the answer of like what the headline's asking. Like, you know how headlines are like,
I know what headlines are.
President hurt, what could have happened? And then it's like he wasn't actually hurt, he got,
It's like the president of a geology company and he stubbed his toe on a rock during an expedition.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you have the answers ready?
Yes, I do have the answers. I'm going to give you the answer immediately after you give yours. So
okay.
It's not going to be a comeback next week after reading the article.
Okay.
I wouldn't do that. I'm not going to ask you to read like 4 BuzzFeed articles and.
Oh no, not BuzzFeed.
Come back with a summary. All right, so I do have 5 of these.
Okay.
All right, starting off, David Letterman rips into showbiz and reveals why he fled a Democrat-run state. Do you know? So why?
Okay,
why do you think he did this?
I think that he fled California. And hear me out. Arnold Schwarzenegger is not a Democrat. He's a registered Republican. He runs on the Republican ticket. However, from a political standpoint, Arnold Schwarzenegger has fairly democratic policies. Obviously, California is the most democratic or the most liberal state. And he's mad that the state tax in California is so high that whenever he does showbiz there, it makes sense also because Los Angeles is the showbiz capital and Hollywood's there and blah, blah, blah. And he's mad that the tax is so high. So he's going to move to a nearby state, probably like Arizona or Oregon or Washington or something, so that he can still come to Hollywood and shoot movies. But he's mad that the showbiz capital of America is in the place where the taxes are the literal highest. So he's mad at the showbiz business for that, and he's leaving the quote-unquote Democrat-led state of California.
Okay. I like that answer. Unfortunately,
no
reason given other than that he retired and moved back home.
Where is home for him?
A great question. It doesn't even say.
What is the state?
David Letterman home.
No, what is the state he fled from?
A great question. It also doesn't say. All right, so he's from Indiana.
Fair enough.
Let me
is
try
Indiana
to find
not
where he's...
also Democrat-run?
No, I don't believe so.
Okay.
It might be a swing state, but I'm pretty sure.
It's
pretty
definitely
sure
not a swing state.
Oh, never mind. Resides in New York.
That is definitely a Democrat-run state.
Oh, yeah. It doesn't say that he fled to a Republican-run state. It just says that he fled a Dem-run state.
Interesting. I bet it was California.
It was most likely California.
Yeah, and also
So,
it is
so you ready?
it is
Number two?
Democrat run now, but it used to
Yeah.
not be. All right,
All right, ready for article number 2?
I'm ready for round 2.
All right. Guy snaps photo of bald eagle, then notices what's in its talons.
I mean, guy snaps photo of bald eagle, probably pretty obvious.
Yeah.
The guy took a photo of the bald eagle. What's in its talons?
That's right.
It could be anything from like a letter. If someone was using the bald, I don't think you can use bald eagle as messenger. I think they're pretty
I don't think
protected.
they'd. Yeah, I don't think they behave the same way as
Are
a
the
pigeon.
Decorah eagles bald eagles?
Yes.
Alright. Headcanon, it's the Decorah eagles, and they've got a camera in their talons because they're pretty pissed that humans have been watching them for all this time. Hold on, can you explain what the Decorah eagles are for the world?
The Decorah eagles are like the eagles. There's a video camera on them, I think 24/7.
Mhm.
And it basically just captures their life.
Yeah.
Like their nest and
It's
their
been
eggs, babies, all that.
going for like 15 years, right?
It's been a long time.
Because it was like reasonably new when I was in high school, and I graduated high school 7 years ago. And I was a freshman in high school when I watched it, so it's been at least 10 years since that.
Yep. I'm trying to see. Founded in 1989.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, no, that's just the Raptor Resource Project in Decorah.
Okay.
I'm scrolling through. Yeah, so it looks like, I mean, when they started doing the camera thing was probably
2000
sometime in the early 2000s.
Yeah. Because I know it's like amazing that they nest in the same place every single year.
Yeah.
Because they set up the camera like way before nesting season, and then they just kind of hope and pray that the eagles come back.
And they could just not.
Yeah.
All right, so you want to know what was in its talons?
Yeah. I'm guessing it's not
Half-eaten slice of pepperoni pizza.
Ooh. Fancy.
Hungry bird.
I'm curious if it actually ate that or fed it to its babies, or if it used it as part of its nest because pizza is relatively like hard once it's stale.
I couldn't imagine like rolling up to a tree and just look up and see a bird nest, but it's entirely pizza crust.
That'd be funny.
It's all just stale, so it holds its shape. One rain takes the whole thing down.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, normally rain isn't too kind to birds' nests anyways. Like, if it storms and the trees sway too much, they're like birds' nests and dead baby birds all over my yard.
Oh, I'm notoriously scared of small birds, so I don't look into bird nests or anything.
Fair enough.
All right, Article 3. Are you ready?
I'm waiting for it.
Why don't all cars have gas tanks on the same side?
Hank Green just released a video about this. Not that it matters. I'm guessing the reason that they state is not the actual reason. Not that I know what the actual reason is. But, you know what? I'm going to say Tower of Babel. So, the story of the Tower of Babel in the Bible is that humanity builds this tower, and then they start worshipping it as a false idol or something.
Yeah.
And then God tears it down and muddies human language. I'll be honest, not incredibly sure what the message of that story is.
It's that they're trying to build a tower to reach heaven, and so
to hang out with
for
big
them
money
to try to reach heaven. Yes.
Okay.
Humans are given the curse of like different languages, and so they can no longer communicate to build the tower.
So I think it's a curse from car manufacturers because they don't like gas stations and want them to fail. So they purposely make it hard to standardize gas pumps by putting the gas tanks on either side.
Okay.
What are we looking at?
This is a good time to mention, these are just articles that get posted and someone summarizes a headline so that we can be saved to click. I don't know if these are true or not. I didn't fact check any of these. I don't know.
Okay.
I just thought it would be fun to give you a headline and see what you thought about it, and then read the actual
read the comment
material. Oh yeah. So why don't all cars have gas tanks on the same side? The fuel tank is on whichever side it is easier to fit in, given other car components.
Oh, that might actually be the reason.
But I hate it just the same.
Yeah,
I don't know how many people are asking why it's on different sides. I mean, sometimes I do. Like, why is it on the right side? That's weird.
yeah, mine's on the driver's side.
Yeah, I
I
feel like
think
that's most of them.
it is. I think it's like a 70 to 30% split. I'm
Okay.
telling you, Hank Green just released a video on this. So if you haven't watched it, go watch it. It's really good.
Okay.
I think it's titled like "Why Are Some Gas Tanks Wrong" or something. A little bit of a clickbait
I
title.
bet they're on the other side for like left-handed people.
I'm
Um,
left-handed and I have one that's on the driver's side.
you should get one on the other side. It'd probably be easier for you.
Ow.
How much was Beyonce
Oh,
paid
okay.
to perform?
Sorry.
So, how much was Beyonce paid to perform Netflix's NFL Christmas Day halftime show?
$0. I bet it's $0 and she got paid in some other way.
Okay, I think you're gonna love this one. Not sure, but estimated 20 million.
Oh my gosh. Also,
A
Netflix?
whole article.
I watched both of the games on Christmas because I'm a Steelers fan and the Steelers played. We got sauced by the Chiefs. Hurt. But Netflix, compared to the Mike Tyson Jake Paul fight, or Logan Paul? Who did he fight?
One of them.
Okay, whichever one he fought. I did not watch it because I'm not a boxing person. And even if I was, I don't think that's the fight I would be watching. But apparently that stream was horrendous. Like, actually almost terrible quality. And it apparently dropped a whole ton. Netflix kind of knocked it out of the park with the NFL stream. There was
That's
no
cool.
quality problems. Nothing bad happened. And the quality was fine.
That's good to hear. I'd rather they be successful with something than the opposite, I guess.
I mean, I don't. I'm just kidding. Netflix
I mean,
is fine.
if the options are a way that people already have to view other things to also view sporting events without needing to get another cable package,
Mm-hmm.
you know, I'd like it to be successful.
Yeah, I don't know. I wish that the NFL would like I know they have NFL Sunday Ticket, and I'm sure that there is a specific NFL like just you pay this once and you get all the games.
It's really expensive, I'm sure.
That's what I mean. Like, don't make me pay $150 for your BS.
Yeah.
Okay. Is
All right, you
there?
ready for the last one?
Yes.
Google Gemini versus Apple Intelligence. Is there a winner?
Oh. Instantly, I want to go with no. But objectively, it's probably Google Gemini.
Okay.
So I'm going to say that my answer is Google Gemini is better because Google has access to significantly more resources than Apple in terms of software. However, the article probably says, not sure. It depends on if you have an iPhone or an Android.
All right, you have gotten this one correct. For Apple, it's Apple. For others, it's Gemini.
Oh, yes. Dub. Dub.
I don't know. I love this. I think articles written are headlined in a dumb way, and I know it drives engagement, but this just highlights,
Yeah.
how you're not learning it. Like, you're not getting an answer from the article for what the title is.
I'm okay with the saved you a click segment. That was fun.
Won't be able to do it every week. I did have to parse through a few of these because some of them are just like, some of them were like big science, what's the word for that?
Breakthrough.
Thank you. I was like outbreaks, and
Big science
that's
outbreaks.
coming in a couple months, I'm sure. But
Who knows, dude?
big breakthroughs, and it felt less entertaining to be like, yeah, so this particular science thing happened. What happens next? And then talking about dark matter. I find it really interesting, but I don't know that.
I was gonna say, I also
we
don't
wanna
think
open
that
that
would be
can of
good
worms.
for content because I probably know most of it. I'm pretty up to date on most of the science news.
Yeah, but are you up to date with clickbait headlines in the science world?
Honestly, also probably. Or at
I used
least
to just go through like the Google News thing and recommends things for you, and to get a bunch of my James Webb updates there.
ooh, James Webb Telescope be like
Yeah,
interesting.
followed that one pretty closely forever ago.
All right, you had a surprise for me. I don't have a surprise for you, but I do have something. We got a little bit of time to fill. I kind of want to play a game.
Okay.
Um, I believe the name of the game is Correlation. I'm not sure exactly what it is. So basically, I'll think of a word, and you're gonna say words, and I'll give you a number rating for how close you are to the word that I'm thinking of.
Okay.
From 1 to 100. 100 is gonna be the actual word. 1 is gonna be as far as could possibly be. Let me think of a word. Okay, I have a word.
All right. So is this like we're just going through Wikipedia? I'm gonna just give you a word, and you're gonna rate it.
Yes, that's exactly what we're doing. I don't know how that relates to Wikipedia.
Like when you have Wikipedia races, and you're trying to get you pick you both randomize an article, and then you pick a different article that you're trying to get to, and so you're trying to get the next closest thing each time.
Oh, it's like 7 stages of Kevin or whatever. The Kevin
Yeah,
Bacon
yeah,
game.
yeah.
Yes, it's basically like that.
Okay. Screen.
Screen. 10.
10. Far away from screen.
But not as far as possible.
I don't know. A 1 out of 10 is basically.
Yeah.
Frame.
9.
Uh, this is me just looking at my house and looking at other things. Keyboard.
Also 9.
Science.
10, I guess.
I feel like
You have not
I'm
gotten
questioning.
close.
Yeah. Peggle.
1. It's not any kind
Okay.
of board game.
Darn. And it's unrelated to science, so it can't be anything that's real.
Technically correct.
Horse.
We'll go with 11.
Wow. It's more like a horse than it is like a door frame.
Technically closer than anything you've said before, but still very far away.
Hair.
Like rabbit hair or head hair?
Hair.
5.
5. I guess that's too sciencey, huh? So what if we go like monkey?
5. Stop saying real things. You said it was not a real thing. Like technically it's a real thing, but it's
yeah,
like
exactly. You know,
everything's real, kind of.
Steam brought to you by Valve.
Okay, in a back alley way, like 20. Very, very stretch.
Okay. Programming.
1.
1. Imagination.
19.
So
Not
not as much as horse.
no. More than horse, not as good as Steam. Because at least
Right.
imagination is like a concept rather than a concrete thing.
Okay. Learning.
Also 19.
Okay. I feel like something here should have been closer than 20 on the scale of 100, but maybe not.
I don't know. You've been pretty maybe learning might be 21.
I'm gonna need you to extrapolate on your scale when we finish. Tuba.
Tuba. 10.
Okay. I've never used a single word in my life before.
True.
Friendship.
Same as imagination, 19. Because it's
Okay.
a concept, but it's not a concrete thing.
But neither is the word, because it's not a real thing. Are we gonna fight about this when if I ever even get the word right?
I don't think so.
I disagree already.
Okay.
Growth.
Growth. 25.
Okay. Adaptability.
19.
Okay. There are too many words.
True. There are a lot of words.
I've never used a single one in my life. I don't know words. I'm gonna need you to just give this to me. There's no way.
Think about things that
drop hints.
Think about things that you learn in school.
But learning was a 19.
Yeah, because it's not closer than Steam, but it's closer than all of the animals that you said. Think about things that you learn in school.
Geometry.
15.
Okay. History.
30. Think about things that you learn in elementary school.
That was like 70 years ago. Trail of Tears.
No. 20. Now 10. Wait, hold on. This might actually be like 50. I need to Google
it's not gonna help
something
me
real
at all.
quick.
It's not gonna help me at all. If you have to Google it, it's not gonna help me.
Okay, no. 13.
All right, Viggo Mortensen's Hidalgo.
I don't know what that is.
Okay.
1.
America.
30.
Capital.
10.
OL, not AL.
Yeah, 10.
Okay. T.
TEA.
Yeah.
Hold on. 20.
I'm gonna need you to drop another hint because I don't think you even know how words relate to your thing.
Think about things you learn very early in elementary school, like kindergarten, first and second grade.
I don't know what I learned in those grades.
Think about the things that you need to be like a functional human in society that you learn in between the ages of 2 and 7.
I don't know. I have been a functional human in society for 30
instance,
years.
Spelling. Spelling is unrelated, but that's the kind of things that you learn in elementary school, but are not like actual
vocabulary.
I'll say 25.
All right, I need you to give me the word.
No,
I give.
I'm not. No, you don't.
I give.
What other things do you learn in like kindergarten, or maybe your mom taught it before you go to school?
And again, I don't remember what I learned when I was 4.
Look at the bottom right of your computer screen.
Time?
Fucking 80. Oh my god.
That doesn't help me at all. I'm not getting any closer.
What are things related to time?
All right, thank you everybody for tuning.
Oh my god!
This episode of the Question Chronicles. We have run out of time, which is apparently a word closely related to whatever David was thinking. We will see you ideally next week.
No, we're not. No. You're gonna get this.
No, I'm gonna leave before I get it. You're not gonna hold me hostage in my own podcast.
The word was October.
Yeah, that I disagree with so many things you said then. Anyway, we'll see you next week when David learns how words work and how to associate things with other things. And make sure if you have a question, let us know on Blue Sky or drop a comment on YouTube. And this one to the